Milu, Angelique here with Drum Talk TV back at the NAMM Show 2018, and I'm here with Russ, and we're going to show a couple things from Mapex. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Also doing great. Great. Well, it was a mix of both of those two. So we have here some snares from the Design Lab snare drum section. What can you tell us about them? What's going on with these guys?
These are the Design Lab snares. They're high-end offerings from Mapex. The Design Lab is sort of an incubator of ideas and design from Mapex drums. The Black Panther series is their high-end. So these are the Black Panther Design Lab. And it's a really interesting way of designing drums, totally the opposite of what everybody's really done in the past, which normally they kind of pick a wood shell and hardware and hoops, put it together and go, oh, check out this, what it sounds like. What we do is we actually choose the sound first and go, we want to make a snare drum that sounds like, you know, Stuart Copeland snare from Roxanne and a 1965 Slingerland Radio King or whatever. And then we all work together in our design knowledge and to come up with a drum that executes that sound. So it's sort of the reverse engineering of than what normally happens. So what you're seeing, there's actually 3 models, although there's 2 sizes for one of them, so there's 4 drums. But there's 3 models, and if you look at up here, you'll see kind of how that goes. Like, well, we wanted a classic drum, a bright drum like a metal, something with a metallic tone to it, and an articulate drum, almost like a symphonic drum in nature. And that was the concept hybrid for the Equinox, which is this drum here. You can see the articulation level of this in the low dynamic is literally like an orchestral snare drum. It plays so beautiful in the small range, but opens up with a spread to it, which is really difficult to get. If you can get a drum to play that low, they usually are boxy sounding when you hit them harder. Anyway, this is like sort of the classic Buddy Rich snare drum, the classic snare drum sound. Got single flanged hoops, but these are made of copper with chrome over them, so when you lay into the drum, it has a pitch to it like a metal or a bright drum. And then of course it's got the classic single flanged hoop with claws, staggered lugs, the FD3 head, and it just embodies all of those sounds in a really unique and its own voice, you know. And the same thing is going on with these. This is sort of the classic rock snare drum. It's called the Heartbreaker, sort of the Phil Rudd from AC/DC, Back in Black kind of thing. And, you know, it's just throaty and bottom end and fat, and it's got sonic saber hoops, which are inward flanged like the old Slingerland. Focuses it downwards. It's got power like that rock snare drum. And it really is like, hey, this is Buddy Rich's drum. This is the AC/DC drum. And then this one is like an old style vintage, like the Don Henley with the Eagles kind of thing, you know. And we look at those kind of sounds when we do that, again, with the concept hybrid approach. This is an all-cherry shell. It's got sonic saber hoops, which are inward flanged. All the drums have pure sound snares, P1416, which are really high-end boutique level snares, so everything is perfect. You can see there's no flutters. There's no like little buzzes. Just like a perfect old-school snare drum sound. So that approach for the Design Lab of that concept hybrid was all applied to the drum sets, which you see behind me, are launching this year. So now we have a revolutionary way of designing and looking at drum kit design as well. So these are the 3 snare drum models, and now you'll see the drum sets launch here starting at NAMM with actual drum systems with the same approach. And it's a pretty amazing thing we've been working on for 5 years, and there's about 40 innovations in the drum kit. So we're excited. For me as an artist, as a player, I'm super excited to play the instruments, you know, and to have them. But I'm really excited for what this is going to do for Mapex in the next year. I think the whole industry is going to turn around and go, what are these guys doing, you know? So
that's really, really cool. You see there, guys, a different way to make them. So now it's not, let's make it, then to see how it sounds. It's what sound do we want? And now you want AC/DC, boom, just buy that snare. You got the AC/DC sound already built for it. So really cool stuff, really innovative way to make them. And I am super excited to check out the full set. If this is just a snare, I'm super excited to see what the full set is going to sound like.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. We have it covered up over there. I'm not going to let you uncover it, though, yet. But so maybe soon.
All right, so no sneak peek, guys. You got to wait it out. But thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in again. This is Milu, Angelique with Drum Talk TV, and here with Mapex Snares. Thank you guys for tuning in.